That's what it sounded like to me.
That's not what I said. Are you okay? Oh no, you're gonna cry. Oh. Guys, we had a conversation on the camera and it was a joke, and Sarah took it literally, and now she's crying.
I'm not crying.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
I know you're joking.
It wasn't even funny.
But it was really not funny.
Are you okay? I'm really sorry. I didn't mean... All right. I realized with Sarah, I guess this is our first difference. I realized with you, I can't make self-deprecating humor about our marriage, or else it's like, it might make you cry.
I think that you're saying that that's just with me, but I think that's with everybody.
That's my kind of humor. It's just pointing out...
I know. It's
things
so
that aren't even...
sometimes.
Whatever. All right, sorry.
I'm trying to dry the tears out.
I thought that showed that you're like, being able to do that means that you're happy. That's the show of a healthy person, is somebody who can make self-deprecating humor sometimes, right? That's always what I heard, but maybe I could be wrong. I don't know.
Or it's just a cover-up for how you really feel. That's what I always interpret.
No, it's not. It's just
differences.
Yeah, differences.
Okay, what is our biggest difference?
They're dying to know. I'm dying to know.
I'm dying to know. I don't actually know what the biggest one is, but there are a lot of little ones that add up, and some of them are not great, and some of them are really, really great.
I would say number one of our bigger differences is that I'm nice and Sarah is really nice.
Okay. I think that when our differences come out the most, when they really shine, is when we're doing projects together.
Yeah,
we do a lot.
The DIY videos recently I've just decided to start filming the DIY things that we do around the house, because I was neglecting doing videos because we were doing DIY stuff. So then I was like, why don't I just film this? That it kind of manifests a bunch of differences between us that when you're stressed out can sometimes be annoying, but then when we really just actually try and really work together, we realize, oh, we shouldn't be annoyed at each other for it, because it's actually helping us to get it done.
Like when we recognize that, like, maybe Jordan's strong in something and I'm not, I just let him take the lead on that, and vice versa.
Without feeling like the other person is just doing the entire thing. Because that's what, with me, that's what can be annoying, is when it feels like you're just taking over a project that we're doing. Which I feel like you do that sometimes.
I do that sometimes.
But when you realize that you're doing that to like an extreme, and then you cut back on it, and then you actually let me do part of it, then it like, I feel like we do a lot better than that way. I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I'm just, that's just kind of one thing.
Oh no, I do take over sometimes. See, here's the thing. In like projects, I typically have the vision. I will think it up, and I'll be like, let's do this. But I don't have the patience or perseverance to actually do it right most of the time. I'm a corner cutter.
Sarah's thing is when she's doing projects, her slogan is, what is it?
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Whereas I'm sitting there meticulously measuring every 1/8 of an inch, just really trying to dial this thing down to be exactly right. She's just, yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. And then normally what happens is that's good for a while, and it'll be fine.
Then I start crying because it's wrong.
Yeah, but
then Jordan comes to the rescue.
At some point, it starts to go downhill because there were too many it'll be fines, and at some point there had to have been at least one, no, it's not going to be fine, you really need to sit and think about this for a while. My problem is that I sit and think about every little tiny detail the entire time when I don't have to. So it kind of works well that she's the it'll be fine t-shirt wearer, and I'm the
nothing is fine.
Nothing is fine. Those two things coalesce very well together when each of us doesn't get annoyed at the other one for being their respective way. Because it's really easy for me to get annoyed when Sarah just wants to.
I'm just like, it'll be fine.
It'll be okay. Let's just keep. And then I'm like, no, we need to.
And I also I feel like the way that I am, I tend to jump into projects. Like I have the confidence to I'm more of like a fly by the seat of my pants kind of person. I'm just like, fake it till you make it. Just do it. I don't like, somehow it turns out fine usually.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, here's the project I want to do, and then like, let's jump in. So I get the project started, and then Jordan, he finishes them and makes sure that they're done right. Because you typically like are nervous about stuff. He's always like, let's not start that. Like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so hard. I can't do it. And I'm like, come on, we can do it. And so, yeah, it's good.
That's like the main one, and that one can be a lot. Can cause a lot of tension sometimes if we're doing things, mainly on my end, because I need you to be doing certain things, and then I feel like you're getting distracted because you think it's stupid what I'm thinking.
True. Another difference, I know I can think of them, but then like, I like the forks to go down in the dishwasher. Jordan likes the forks to go up.
No, I changed that. I don't care anymore. Oh, I'm just trying to think of things that I find frustrating that I've gotten over. One thing that what is a difference, but has become less of a difference over time, is things like if you're not good at something, unless there is some exterior force that is really motivating you for some weird reason at that exact moment to just start something that you feel like you're not good at, aka like exercise or something, you have this aversion to it. It's not like no, I don't really like doing that. It's like, I hate doing it. I hate exercise. I hate this. And it's not because you hate it, it's because what I've come to realize is that I don't know what, if it's like you're sad that you feel like you can't do what you could do when you were like a kid running around and playing nonstop every second of the day, so you were like crazy fit without even knowing it. And then when you try and do stuff now, it's like, oh wow, this is depressing. I don't have that because I like, for some reason, I was given to just be super motivated when it comes to stuff like that. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's not hard for me to live with. It's just hard for me to see you do that to yourself, because I see that it's like sad. And it's like, but then when you get started, then you're like hyper motivated.
Yeah,
too,
see, I think you're like that slow, steady, like constantly motivated. You just are a motivated person. I like have to get motivated. But
once you are, and once
that spark happens, I am hyper motivated.
Yeah.
Like, it's all or nothing for me.
So I spend a lot of my time thinking, if it's like, I know that you want to be doing something, but you just say that you hate doing it. In so many words.
We're talking about exercise here.
Yeah. I have to spend my time thinking about how to get you to want to do the thing. And oftentimes it's just bringing it up many times. Not like, hey, Sarah, you need to exercise, but just kind of like, oh, well, maybe I'll make like this really basic thing for you to do. It's like the most easy thing in the entire world. And then you don't want to do it, which is fine. But then like you kind of start to do it every once in a while because you feel bad that I actually tried to make you something. And then it goes away, and then all of a sudden it like you have like this Instagram account about exercising, you're like hyper motivated about it, and I don't even know where it comes from. All of a sudden it's just like, oh, I have this exercise account, and I'm like, I think that's the thing, is you have to have some kind of reason to be doing it. I don't have a reason. My reason is doing it.
Yeah, if I don't have a goal, that like an end goal, I have no motivation to do it. Like, I have to set goals for myself,
right,
like benchmarks,
which I don't. I've never set goals ever for anything.
Yeah, so I don't even think we've ever talked about this difference, but it's big. Yeah.
And I think that is another difference, is that you are extreme. Oh, this is a great difference.
Yeah.
You're extreme planning, like write down on the calendar every single day. I have nothing like that. But I realized that kind of was a form of tension for a while, was that I'm just like, oh, well, I like to just be guided by what I'm motivated with at the time, and that kind of gets me, like, if this is me, and I heard somebody say this one time, this is me, and this is where I need to be, I just kind of might bounce around until I get to that spot. But I know I'm going to get to that spot, so I'm like, well, I don't want to confine myself to like, oh, well, this is what I want to do for the next 2 months. It's more kind of like, I let my motivation of what I'm motivated about doing at that moment kind of start to guide me to where the end goal is. I don't even really know what it is. And that's kind of worked out so far. But to you, that's like, that is the most biggest form of stress you can ever think of in your entire life.
Yeah. See, I like to have things planned out. So like, like not in hours, but like, well, I mean, maybe to the hour sometimes, but like
If it's
if I have
particularly busy.
a lot of stuff to do, I will sit down and I will make a game plan. Now, within that, I can be pretty flexible. Like I can go with the flow, but like I want to at least have a time frame, game plan, something like to tell me how to tackle it.
Right.
And Jordan does not do that. Like
No.
he wakes up in the morning and I'm like, what are you gonna do today? And he's gotten a lot better at it. You've started planning a little bit, like you have
Yeah,
a
like I have
calendar
my
now?
calendar now that I got from the bank.
Definitely that was like, that sometimes would drive me crazy, especially if I was busy, like I needed things to be planned out, because Jordan makes plans like within the hour. And so I would always be afraid that I would be planning over plans that he has not made yet. And so
Right.
it would drive me nuts. Like it was very stressful.
I started to keep a calendar more because it was kind of more of an embarrassment at times if like I made plans with somebody and I just hoped I would remember, you know? Not that I hoped, but like I thought, oh, for sure I'll remember because that is important to me. And I would just have to text them like 2 times, like as it was coming. Wait, so what time were we doing? I was like, why the heck didn't I just write this down?
But it also comes out in good ways too. We don't this sounds bad, but he doesn't step on my planning toes when I need to plan. So like on our vacation, I had my vacation folder with like everything marked out by day. I had our
It was like had a map, had
day
everything.
journey with a map and like what time we were stopping places and the addresses and like literally everything in there.
Which that doesn't bother me. Like that, I
He
find that
didn't even
cute.
know where we were going, basically. Like
I mean, like I knew where we.
a general
yeah,
idea, but
right.
like, did he know? Like, really? Not really. You
That's
didn't
how
really
I
know.
feel relaxed. Is if I just am kind of existing. I might be driving someplace, but it's not like I.
You
Do I
have
really
this
know
big
what there is to
idea.
do there? No. Do I care? No. I'll figure it out.
So in a lot of ways, it's like I'm free to do that detailed planning so that it like gets us there.
Right.
But he is happy to just follow my plan, which I love.
Right.
I really enjoy that. So
I think we said like 3 differences. I think those are kind of the main ones that have been the most really trying to get used to.
but then once we have, it's been like, wow, this is actually great that you are this way.
So I wanted to make this video because we get a lot of comments recently, because we've been doing more videos together, like, oh wow, you guys are like perfect, seeming like there's nothing wrong or there's nothing that bothers us about the other person that we have to work through. That's why I wanted to make this video, so that you guys got a better look at like who we are when stuff doesn't seem like it's like going absolutely perfectly.
And not to make you feel like if there's maybe like with your spouse that like
Yeah,
if it works through
right.
stuff, it's like that's still normal. It's still
That's what I always worry about with people watching stuff on YouTube. It's everybody thinks that your relationship is like absolutely perfect or something like that. So, you know, if you're in a relationship and you have differences, that is 100% normal. We deal with that all the time. And it's constantly just working through stuff and realizing that you really are good together. And
like appreciating
Yeah.
differences. I think that's the key.
we have a video coming next week that I think you guys are really gonna like. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. Bye.